Hello? Hello, chat? Oh. Hi, friends. Hello. Happy Monday. Oh. What an adventure this has been. Let me go shout on Discord, perhaps. Boo, boo, boo. Hi, friends. How's everybody feeling after yesterday's festivities?
Hurt in my throat area.
Yeah, Jackie's voice is kind of fried from all the shenanigans, so she probably won't yap a whole lot. What she will be doing is putting names on the board.
Sure, yeah.
I went and gathered everyone who gave, and will be getting their name on the board. So she'll be doing that. As I was winding down last night, I went and took a look on Tumblr. Specifically was the most lit of everywhere. There's a very active community over on Tumblr, which is great because Tumblr's where I got my start. So I'm happy that after all this time we've kind of come back around. Oh my god, I stole a meme, by the way. I stole a meme from Tumblr.
They were great memes.
There were great memes. I may steal more. The one in particular was one of the Alphonse plushy ones. So, yeah, but no, I took the time to recoup and rest up a little bit. I say that I went to the gym today, so I'm sore. I didn't do a whole lot of resting. The artwork, your best bet, the place where you can find it now, like right this instant, you can find everything that was shared, save for a couple of things. You can go to Twitter. I made a big recap thread. It has all the Echoes of Everlast art with the full bodies. They are just screenshots, so like they're not the highest quality. It's the best way I could do it at the time. I wanted to have that done just so I had somewhere to point people. We'll be working on cooking up a cool way to do full body like shit. I think that's been one of the most requested things for the longest time. So I'll take what we've done with like the bio layouts for those videos in the character playlists, and I'll come up with a way to also include the full body art. So yeah. Oh, so we got, before we get started, so there is a question form. You can submit questions in the form. I cannot promise I'll answer everything. In fact, I can say that if you ask really super specific questions, the likelihood that I'll answer is probably lower. But you should still ask it if you got it, because it's a great way to gauge, like, it's a good vibe check. Because, like, sometimes people will ask super specific questions that are, like, right on the money. And that tells me that, okay, the crumbs I'm leaving are good crumbs. If people are starting to sniff out some things or whatever. So that's a good idea. So ask me whatever. Like, there's nothing too lore spoilery. I can just not answer if it comes to that. Link to the question form should be in the description, and I can go pin it if you give me a second. And we have winners. We have winners from the giveaway. If you go and check whatever your preferred method of contact was, the winners have been contacted. And a special note from our mods. When you sign up for a thing, if you list your alternative contact method and that alternative contact method doesn't allow for you to get DMs, you can't win. So, information for next time, you should probably give your email. Because here's the thing. My logic is this. If you win, I literally will need your personal information and email to give you the stuff. So if you're not comfortable giving us an email, you're probably not comfortable winning free stuff. And I appreciate that you are cautious about who you give your information to online, and I respect that. More people should. But it will not allow us to give you stuff.
NYV is, as I mentioned this yesterday, we're a business, so it's
we're
not gonna like leak your address on Reddit or something.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this person, they were so stinky. No, yeah, I just need to be able to give you your stuff. Okay, can I pop the chat? I wish there was a quick way to pop out chat. There's probably a way to hotkey that, actually, now that I think about it. Sorry for the echo. Hi, chat. Can you pop that thing? Thank you. Oh, sorry. Don't pop that thing, chat.
Don't do it.
Don't, whatever you do, don't pop that thing. Under no circumstances should you pop that thing.
Unless Finn's here.
You could pop it for Finn. A lot of people want to pop it for Withered Finn.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do.
Okay, what was I doing? Pinning Thea's recap thread. Pin that. Replace pin message. Oh, it was already pinned. Am I stupid? Well, now Thea's
Thanks, Thea.
message with the recap thread is pinned.
Oh.
But yes. I don't call Withered Finn a dumb. He's not a gilf. He's just
That post you made was so fucking fun.
I'm just imagining there's a very specific scene in my head that makes me think of like me telling Withered Finn what people were saying about him. And it's when in Oron High School Host Club when Tamaki is getting insulted, I think at Haruhi's house, and he's so defeated, he's like, I'm gonna go build a hamster home. That's what it makes me think of. Whatever. He's very
handsome to me.
Hold on. I'm going to use a word. Virile. Yes. He's very virile. Yes. Having strength, energy, and a strong sex drive. Parentheses, typically used of a man.
Hey.
I mean, it's 2024. Anyone can be virile. You missed so much. We're going to go over it, though. We're going to go over a few things. So, question form. Oh, I be listening. Oh, that's what we need to do. Can we share the question form? I need to go and actually open up the thing. Open up the thing. There we go. Oh. Is there a how do you dark mode?
I think you dark mode the like web browser and it automatically makes everything.
Does it?
I don't know. I think some websites might like.
I have one for it only works with like docs, I think. Okay, no, here we go. I can just make it
Smaller?
I can just blind myself in other ways. Okay. I already see some money questions. Okay. All right. All right, that's not going to work. I need this.
Than I thought they would.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some interesting things. Let's see what we got. I'm going to answer 5 questions and then we will talk a little bit about what else we got going on. Hex. I'm going to bundle these 2 Hex questions into one. Hex asks, if you can say, can we expect to see Withered Finn in Echoes as well as Shattered or just in Shattered? Also, will we be getting him in one-offs after Shattered / Echoes of Everlast, or is he not super conducive to that? I would not. I would wait for you to find out what his motivations are. I don't know. I will say this, if he has beef with Everlast Finn, then if he has beef with Everlast Finn, it is safe to assume that in some way, shape, or form, Echoes matters to Withered Finn. And then the follow-up was not a question, but I will buy any and all Withered Finn merch post-haste. I'm definitely going to be thinking of things. A packet of Skittles, again, love that username. Do you think Charlie and Casper would get Halloween costumes for their little raccoon or just little outfits in general? I can see the three going as Team Rocket for Halloween. Yes. Yeah. Yes, for sure. Vox asks, what's your favorite musical? So this is where I admit that I'm not a big musical guy. Oh, you know what? That's not true. My favorite musical is A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Peak. That is my favorite musical. Fern asks, is that a giant bread to the left of Jackie? No, that is Gus the Mushroom. Though I do see why the top of its head, not the top of your head. He's a mushroom. There's a very, very, very popular mushroom artist who has kickstarted some mushy friends. And I adored him, so I got him. Rinlin asked, for Echoes, will there be like the same animation there was for Bittersweet? I love Charlie with my soul. Yeah, it'll be the same deal. The same exact, that's what we're going to be doing. That sort of thing. Angela asks, is Oron going to be in Shattered? He is the protagonist of Shattered. He is the primary character in Shattered. So yes, very much. And I answered way more than 5 questions, so we're going to do one more. Squiggle Doodle asked, is Vale a little bit based off your old OC Valentine? Only in the sense that Vale is short. Well, not even short for Valentine. So in my very first story I ever concocted in my head, there was a character named Vale, and I stole the name Vale from Valentine because I realized, wait, I can use the name Valentine, but make it Vale, and it's like the same thing because when I was a child, I basically just took all the characters from Final Fantasy VII and turned them into my own OCs, and I wanted Vale. So, could one of the mods post the Q&A form over on Twitch, por favor? Yeah. So Vale, honestly, only in the sense that he's a pirate. There's not really a whole lot else that is related. Valentine wasn't super fleshed out. I had an idea that it would be fun to connect all of my fantasy characters in a world. And I made him and was like, oh, I can tie this into something, but it never went anywhere. So none of the pieces that are, none of the pieces that were there are really even, none of what was going on back when Valentine happened can even happen or relate to a lot of what's going on in Echoes. All right, what else do we got? What else do we got going on? Yeah. The Bittersweet plushies were announced. For the folks who purchased the limited amount of Dark Mode Alphonse plushies, I will pack your stuff. I will try to get it out the door tomorrow, because I have a busy week. So I will try to make sure that that is in the mail and out the door tomorrow. It'll be in a little box like this. Ta-da! It's a box. And it will come with it will come with pins. It comes with these two. Oh God, what's up? What's down? What's all around? Do. Yeah. If you already have them, well, if you already have them and you did manage to get one of the plushies, tell me and I can try to do a swap. But if I'm shipping these tomorrow, then it is what it is. Can your cat fit in your box? Well, they're not here, thankfully. But yeah, they would always be a hassle. They would try. They would certainly try. I don't think I can fit in the box. Y'all are gonna make me make inappropriate jokes. Which I would never do, by the way. Never. Not even once. Yeah, so sorry for the friends who had a D&D session that had to get postponed. Thea, I found the one that was in the little fake books. It's crazy that it fits so perfectly. Like, I almost don't want to move him. Like, he should be there. But yes, I wasn't sure if I was gonna have the energy to do the stream, so it got scheduled late. My bad. Let's see. I do watch anime. I haven't watched a new anime in so long. I've fallen off. Okay, cool. You guys wanna, why don't we do a little bit of this? So for those who might not be caught up, we talked about Echoes of Everlast. Here's Finn. Hi Finn, love you Finn. So fun. That was a good time. If there's when I answer questions about specific things, I'll boop over here and I'll put the relevant boy on the screen. Goodbye, Finn. That's not the right one. There we go. What other questions we got? Oh God. Oh, it's so bright. Lusamine asked, who's next in the sleep aid lineup? Acknowledge that Alphonse is staring at you like he's singing Lunch by Billie Eilish. I've never heard that song, so I can't really acknowledge it. No shade at Billie Eilish. I just haven't done the thing. Okay, Lusamine asked, who's next in the sleep aid lineup? Seth and Alphonse individually. So Seth is on a camping trip. Alphonse is just sleeping. And then Oron is just sleeping. So those are who we got. And that'll probably be it for a little while because Jackie's cooking on other things. Yeah.
Is this a U or a V?
V, sorry. Oh, I didn't even think about you having to read my handwriting.
It's not bad.
No, don't lie to them. Especially because some people are going to get like a personalized note from me and you guys will see my chicken scratch. What the fuck? Asked, if Oron and Edwin were in the same order, is there like tension between them over order related differences or do they actually get along because of it? There are differing opinions among the now disbanded group. Oron went his way. Priest became a priest. I'm so used to calling him his code name because he wasn't always named Edwin. I love that name for him, by the way. I love the name Edwin for him. I will say that Oron and Edwin have there are, out of a lot of the people who went their own ways, I don't think they have beef. I will say that. I don't think they have beef. Hex asked, speaking of Withered Finnegan, Finn a fucking gain, not Finnegan. Bye, Beppis.
Bye, babes.
I'm curious about his eye. Does he have both or is he missing an eye that has vines in his hair covering? If he's missing the eye, is there anything replacing that eye? So you guys are gonna learn something about me. I be forgetting sometimes.
Oh.
Me and Jackie have discussed it, and I don't remember what was going on under there, or if we even specifically made that decision yet. Because I think it was like, you know what, we can figure it out whenever we have to do a shot that doesn't have his hair in front of it.
We haven't figured out the eye. We just know how
the rest of it is, right? So we don't know yet. When it comes time, we'll do a couple passes to see what works, and then. I will say this, I don't think there's a regular eye there. Like, it's just an uninterfered with regular ass eyeball for sure. Let's see. Bella asked, if Oran was forced to go to McDonald's and order something, what would he order? How do I not give him my order? Why? Oreo McFlurry.
Real. Oh my god.
Oreo McFlurry. He wouldn't be caught dead eating it, but he would. Muted Nature, but who should win some sort of like gold star sticker. That's fair. Oren wouldn't go to McDonald's. Okay. Oren wouldn't go to McDonald's because he'd be boycotting.
Real.
I like the energy. I agree with the energy. CEO, he wouldn't be eating McDonald's. Period. He can find a replacement. He can find something. He would just buy a always working ice cream machine. Go get a Blizzard, perhaps. Muted Nature gets a gold star sticker because they were the first person to ask for Echoes of Everlast character heights. I'll figure it out whenever it's time for their bios. I will figure out what their heights are. I don't know. I know that Finn is just whatever his height is. I know that Thomas is fairly average. I know that Edwin is tall. You know, that sort of thing. Titchy Lizzie asked, what was your favorite part of making Echoes of Everlast? Everlast. That's so funny, because like Everlast is where I got Everlast a million years ago. Every time I sit down to write more of it, I am excited. It's fun. It's like it's always like a big revelation every time I sit down to write more. My favorite part is the character dynamics. My favorite part is, so I talked about it a bit because someone had a theory about what the listener in Echoes might be like, asking if they were like an amalgamation of different listeners that are in other stories or something, and that's not. But what does make them different is they aren't, the crux of the story doesn't hinge on two characters have to be in love and fucking each other. Just to put it super plainly. Like, the character listener has their own motivations and shit to do that is completely removed from Finn. Completely removed from Finn. So that makes them really unique. And having them go and serve as the listener in other characters' stuff, but they're not like that person's listener. So they have a very it's unique. It's unique. We've done a little bit of that in Bittersweet, but you know, we were still very tied to like Alphonse and Seth's story, whereas Echo's listener has like their own shit going on, and Finn has his own shit going on, and everybody sort of has their own shit going on. And seeing how these may be parallel, or, you know, opposed, is nice. It gives us a little bit of a fresh perspective. So that's probably my favorite thing so far. Are we ever getting more Dilf Seth? Yeah. I'm not sure when, but yeah. Bella asked favorite Hosier song. Jackie, what's your favorite?
Jesus.
Your favorite today.
My favorite today?
Pick the one that makes you cry. There's a bunch. Pick the one that would make you cry right now.
Probably Butchered Tongue from the new album.
In case y'all didn't hear, Butchered Tongue from the new album. My favorite is Abstract Psychopomp, I think. I think by an almost large margin. Almost, and it's specifically for Echoes of Everlast Reasons, actually. Ooh. Damn, I want to listen to it right now. Midnight Moon asked if we somehow ever get a Charlie video game stream. What are the chances of Pizza Rat playing Five Nights at Freddy's?
Oh, shit.
That would be funny. I would enjoy that. I caught this in chat, so I'll answer it, but there's a question form you should put, especially questions like this. Will the listener in Echoes be more passive or have a more forward role in the story? The opposite of passive. The opposite of passive. They are up to something, is what I will say. They got their own shit going on. Because, like, here's the thing, and here's why. So, for those who, like, have sniffed out things or just paid attention in the past, there was, I tried to do a, like, oh, here's, like, an audio for Echoes of Everlast, and it was, like, listener brings him tea, and we kind of teased the, like, Lord Bishop thing, but they had nothing. There were some ideas I had, but it was so, like, I don't want to just fucking give another character a character whose purpose is them. Like, I understand that that's usually a big part of what makes ASMR roleplay work, because the whole important point is we need to engage a listener in a certain way because that's why they're listening to this, right? I don't care about doing that anymore. So I scrapped everything I was thinking and said, do it better. So I'm doing it better. And it might make people feel really complicated feelings about how they feel about other characters, because they might not always see eye to eye, and they might have secrets, and they might not be open and honest. It might be messy, and they might fuck each other anyways. And yeah, so we'll see. Aw, thank you, Flaming Lights Art. Whew, words. Thank you for loving my boys. Yeah, it's hard to call. That's why I call it like ASMR roleplay web series, because like it's hard to quantify what it is, because it's a lot of things. It is what it is. That one's videos. Are you comfortable with people making pieces of cosplays from scratch? Like if we don't have the money to buy them from your shop, making them ourselves. Oh, no. I don't like if you want to make Alphonse shirt or Charlie shirt, any of that, 100% do what you want to do. They're just there for convenience sake. And like, I think it's very cool that people would make their own. I know a few people have made their own Alphonse sweaters before they were available, which I think that is very cool. All right, Klain. We've got 3 back-to-back Klain questions. For those of you who don't know, Klain is responsible for the YuuriVoice theory board. That is probably the biggest compiled collection of information and plot theory connections, connecting the dots, all of that. So, first one. Okay, so I could be completely off mark here, but is EOE now a prequel in the sense that this story will happen before any events we've seen so far? All right, I already know why you're asking that question, because you want to know how Faust and Oron are in Echoes of Everlast. Because they're supposed to be dead, right? That's why we're asking that? It's a good question. Things that are shown in Echoes of Everlast will span a period of time. It will span a period of time. Have a good time at D&D, Melody. Specifically, there is... Have a what? Yep. I've been playing with it this whole time, actually. Let's see. There is a prequel part that is a companion story series. So like related to question that was asked by Bloody Bread, probably, or at least reacted to by Bloody Bread. Question of like, will there be like little moments with Echo's Finn? And I was like, no, it's just going to be the plot. I don't think there will be a lot of time for comfort or whatever. And take care, Andy. The answer was no. And then I thought about it. And I was like, actually, there's a chance that I could do a companion series that doesn't have all the artwork and stuff, but it follows the story of what Finn was up to before Echoes. So that helps, because it'll give me a chance to establish a few things that I love doing, like 2 things at once that feed into each other. I love that. So doing a little bit of that is what that'll be. So like, oh, he referenced this, and then you get to see like, oh, this is what he was referencing. That sort of thing. So it spans a period of time. Klain asks, so does Echoes of Everlast Faust like coffee? Clayne's follow-up question was, so does that mean that the prequelness of the Finn bits have nothing to do with Oron and Faust being there? I can't answer that. I would say go read the blurbs with every character reveal image in the recap thread, and I think your brain will start figuring a few things out. Okay, but on the topic of coffee, I almost said coffee because I read Faust. They probably have something similar. Like they have. I don't think it would be too complicated for them to have coffee. Because like if alchemy is a thing, someone has definitely boiled beans or done shit like that. Like someone has figured out how to get caffeine in Everlast for sure. I feel like that's a safe bet. So does he or does he not like coffee? Yes. Yes. Echoes of Everlast Faust would like coffee. Read into that however you will. God damn it. Clayne asked, so is Edwin anybody's dad or? I mean, he is a father. Haha, priest jokes. Ta-dum-tsh. He is not anyone's biological father. Biological. Yeah. That's about all I can say. That's all I could say. That's all I can say. I can say that you'll know the answer to that very quickly. Scarlet Scribe asked, when creating the Bloodhound of Everlast Oron and deciding he was a noble, did he choose to follow the knight's path or was it pushed on him? I don't know yet. I know how he was treated and how people felt after he was there. I'm not entirely sure what that choice or him going was. I'm not sure what the catalyst was exactly. Anne-Marie asked, have you ever thought of doing a Yandere Bittersweet Boys audio like the Yandere Finn? Well, funny you mentioned that because Z yesterday threw a dono at me that unlocked the suggest an audio and it happens thing, which is like bad ending Seth, which I mean, I've talked about it before, but Seth shows up, things don't go well. That's basically it. So that's as close to yandere as that's gonna get soon. I've never been like, oh no, I won't. I just haven't done it yet. Like, people have asked for it forever. So yeah. Kat asks, will Angel ever meet Big Red siblings, and will Oron meet Casper? Not sure about anything with the Big Red stuff. I have ideas, but I've got so many big things going on that I don't want to spread myself too thin, you know? So yes, that one would just be a single video. I'd make it pretty, like, I'm going to do it up fun cuz like it's a reward. I mean, spoiler alert, but like, it's not supposed to, there's not, the way that Seth handles things, there's not really room for a sequel. There's not really any of that going on. It's one of those types of situations. And will Oron meet Casper? That's a great question. I want to know when the next time Oron and Charlie will interact will be, because I've been like, can I say that? I was emotionally teasing myself with it. Aw. CC Styles says, hi, Yuri, I've been watching you for a while now, and you were actually my introduction to the ASMR character roleplay community. What's your favorite Pokemon? Well, one, I feel honored that I got to be your introduction. Favorite Pokemon, today we're going to go with... Who do we want to go with? The pen. Mightier than the sword, I hear. Let's go with Gengar. I'm in a Gengar mood today. Klain. The parentheses, I will let you guys know, Klain has little parentheses next to their name in all of these. And this one is fucked up man lover. So of previous Yandere Finn audios on the channel, which, if any, can we assume belong to Withered? Great question. And also, shout out to Hex, who just said, fuck it, I'm just going to ask him directly. Because I like your gumption when you're like, you know what? I'm just going to ask him. I will just go and ask him. He knows it's me. Cool. And that's a great way to just get an answer out of me. So the answer is, thanks to the nature of like what Withered Finn is and the magic-y aspect, and I've said before that like Magic and Everlast is sort of in the science-y stage of we're learning and trying things out. So like we're experimenting, we don't know concrete for sure how certain things work. Especially with what Finn's been doing. Like, the shit Finn has done and is involved with is shit that isn't documented anywhere. Like, this is something very old. Like, the pieces of the puzzle that him and the steward he was working with put together is shit that no one knows anything about. So shit can happen, and there's not really a concrete answer, which is also a great excuse for me to not have to like create a rule, you know? So with that being said, you could, in theory, take all of Yandere Finn's stuff and be like, oh, well, this happened at some point. It could have been some world. It could have been something like this obsession with Orchid has taken him on this journey through several iterations. and he's just desperate to find them. Or you could just take the Yandere versus Yandere part 1 and 2. Because I said those two in particular, I think was when I knew what Withered Finn's deal was. So if you wanted to say, oh, this is the definitive, like, him getting Orchid, that's fair. I think that's a fair assumption. But you also don't need any of that. Like, everything that's going to happen with Withered Finn, you could treat this like, okay, I know nothing about this character. He's brand new. It's a complete, fresh, clean slate, etc. That's that. Oh my god. Look at those names.
I put in it under Z.
What's this say? In it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Why did you give Finn so many other personas? Because he makes a sexy bunny? Boom. That's the answer. Because I wanted somebody to fuck a bunny. And there you go. That was it. So retroactively, I've given those things purpose. I've given those like, I can retroactively go back and explain it. So that's what that is. Yeah. The Cat Will Stray asks, how tall is Vale? How does he feel about sea shanties? Probably loves sea shanties. Probably enjoys a good sea shanty. And he's tall. Jackie has a question.
Do I have to put in the...
No, you can ask.
Can he sing?
See, I would love for all of my characters to be able to sing, but I know people...
Headcanon.
Headcanon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Headcanon. Oh. Beautiful.
That would be so hard.
Unfortunately, I can't necessarily make that a reality, but yes. I'm going to, whenever it's time to record for him, I'm going to do an extensive voice tryout training thing. Because when I had the thought of doing a voice for him, I started trying a few things, and in the car I nailed it. And then the moment I tried to remember what I did,
You need to start recording.
it was gone.
Whenever you do it.
Joe asked, will we be in the story? Yes. There will be a listener POV. Stormy Simp says, hi, just wanted to say I love your content so much. One of the things I love doing is getting through my online college courses that are either due that day or overdue while listening to Alphonse and Seth. You're the reason I'm not failing, so thank you for that. I have two questions. One, was the term withered for Withered Fin inspired by FNAF in any way, like from FNAF 2? And my second one, is Orchid and Boo the same person in Shattered? I believe it was. Not from FNAF. Someone suggested it, and I want to say it was probably Hex. So for me, it was not FNAF. And when I found out that FNAF uses Withered, I almost didn't want to go with Withered. And then I said, fuck it. I love it. It's Withered. And the second question, is Orchid and Boo the same person in Shattered? I believe it was. No. No. Ocean asked, I saw the new Echoes art for Oron and my soul almost left my body. He is so beautiful. Love, love, love what you did with him. Also, do you think you'll do an Oron plushie? I mean, if you do, I think a lot of people will buy it fast. I would like to do an Oron plushie. I would like everyone to have a plushie. I have a hunch. I don't have a hunch. I don't have a hunch. I have a feeling that if I asked people who they wanted next, it would either be Oron or Finn. Maybe Af. It depends. You should DM me on Twitter is probably the easiest one, or use the business email in the description. That one unstable person asked, is Rook going to be a big character in Shattered? Yes. Isabella asked, are we going to get a Finn plushie? I feel like I probably just answered that. Does Shattered follow the ending of Bittersweet? Yes. Simply Princey asked, not really a question, but I just wanted to say that the YuuriVoice-athon was so fun to be able to watch and interact with people. I truly enjoyed every moment of it, and I was there for every minute and hour, and it sure made my ass hurt for the time I was sitting down. By the way, I love Thomas. Oh my god, he's so pretty. Let me hug him. Rah. Make the plushies kiss. /J. Well, I'm /SRS about this. Huh. Oh, hold on. Hide my eyes. Oh no. Are they I can't tell if they're fighting or if they're... Get a room. I think they were just tussling. I think they were just tussling, having a little tussle. Saturn asked for each of the new boys' favorite flavor, like chocolate, blueberry, vanilla. If not, then just your preference. I don't know them like that yet. Although I feel like Thomas likes chocolate. I feel like that's very like stereotypical fat character choice, but he probably enjoys a good chocolate. My preference, I fuck with strawberry, actually. I like me a good fake strawberry flavor. Witty Bitty Kitty asked about Vale's height. He's over 6 foot. I can tell you that. He's just about as tall as Edwin. They are both a little over 6 foot. So they would be seeing eye to eye, basically. Lil Unholy Gremlin says, I'm still wondering about Oron's sword, since it has the same design as the pen Rook gave him for his birthday. Does that mean Rook was the one who made his sword for him, or was it a gift? They said, I hope you know, as soon as I was able to get good air and I left the stream, I started brainstorming and designing my character for EOE. Good. I'm glad you did. It certainly seems like a purposeful design choice. That seems like a very distinct thing. Very distinct thing that was done. Emily142 asked, what's your favorite part of your community? Fucking that you guys aren't... How do I say this? Y'all are very chill. There are a lot of online communities, and in our specific, like, niche of, like, voice actor and VTuber, that whole thing, it was a lot. And y'all have never given me You have not given me a issue. I think that's the big one. And like, and I have not been like, what's the way to say it? Anytime there's been some shit that has happened that was in my vicinity, people allowed me to state my situation, and I feel like people have appreciated how I've handled things and the relationship that I have with the community, that I have pretty firm boundaries and expectations, and everyone's been really respectful about that. Not that there haven't been weirdos before, but like, I can only count on like 2 hands the amount of times that I've had like a really uncomfortable thing happen. And then they fuck off and everything's good. So it's been good. So I don't know if that counts as a favorite, but I mean, it's the thing I'm most appreciative of. For sure. Faith asked, the official Everlast character art gives me dating sim vibes. Was that intentional? You should probably get dating sim vibes from everything we've done. Like, that is kind of the, it's kind of the basis for the entire idea of how I use the character art. I think what you might be figuring out is like, they have a specific stylization that is unique to the Echoes of Everlast thing specifically. That's probably what you're sniffing out. Jinx said, I made a wallpaper of all my favorite boys on TikTok. I added you to. Okay, well, check that out. Thank you. Sweet Kaida says, was wondering, do Auron and Faust know each other in Everlast? Like, if they still have that relationship of being half sibling or complete strangers? I don't know. Alex says, would it be possible for you guys to post the new characters' versions of characters, the titles you were giving them, and maybe a teeny blurb of info like you did for the bios? If nothing else, I need to hear Knight Auron's also known as again. It's driving me nuts. Was it just the Bloodhound of Everlast? Clocked it. Of course funny. Of course I clocked the Bloodhound because dogs are one of my biggest special interests, but pretty sure I blacked out at that point from going feral. Yeah. So it is only on Twitter right now, but I'm going to try to put it on Patreon as a public post. Or I might, I don't know. I want to wait until we have the bio thing. What I'll do is I'll post it on Tumblr for sure. It's a lot of time. When I was doing the thread on Twitter, I didn't expect to get as spicy with those blurbs for the characters, but I was feeling it. I was really enjoying it. Those were not pre-written. I wrote those on the fly. So there is specifically a lot of juice with Faust's blurb. So Null and Void says, hello, just a random silly question, but which of the Echoes of Everlast characters would be the most likely to have the meanest little gremlin of a cat? Edwin could have a cat that was only nice to him. That feels right. Midnight Moon asks, is Finn in the other storylines besides Echo still technically named Phineas? Yes. If so, does he care at all about listener using his full name, especially if the Finns are technically connected to storyteller Finn? I believe that's the one that's Phineas. They're all Phineas. That's just his full name. And I don't think he would care either. I think it's fine. Melody Nova, who's not here anymore. I think they're the one that had D&D, right? I'm not losing my mind. I think I did.
Oh, I think so, because I remember you saying it, and I was like, oh, I just wrote their name down.
One from chat for Jackie, Rat in a Trench Coat. Jackie, you did a wonderful job with the artwork for all the new boys. I also want to say that you've become one of my biggest art inspirations. I was wondering how you draw such interesting poses.
A lot of times I either try to find references, or I don't know why this is embarrassing to admit. I'll just take pictures of myself in the poses, or I'll just get up and do them every now and then as I'm drawing, just to get the like feel for it. Just references. I mean, I think people like to say it's cheating to use references for poses, but
yeah, it's okay. If you guys can hardly hear her,
oh shit,
she uses references and will sometimes take pictures of herself making poses.
Pinterest is a good place to find references.
Let me turn the fan on. I was like, why am I so hot? Jackie can't steal the microphone. Jackie does want, she'll have like one of those little earbud style. Wow, she's a TikTok. Melody, we'll go ahead and answer it because it's a good question. Any tips for when you struggle with writer's block? I get really excited to write, but I get writer's block so often I lose steam. Just keep trying, honestly. That's my best. It's tough. Jinx asked, does Echo's listener have a nickname yet? Yep. Yeah. They have two, technically. One is related to what they do. One is related to Finn's nickname for them. And I cannot tell you what those are. Susie asked, if the YuuriVoice boys were anthropomorphic characters, what sort of animals would each of them be? That's a lot of brain juice. That's a lot of brain juice and a lot of boys. I don't.
Charlie's a rat.
Charlie's a rat. There you go. Another for Jackie. Jackie, you want to?
I'm closer. I'll speak a little louder. I haven't talked that much.
Well, I don't want you to hurt your.
What's the question?
The question is, do you want to? If you brought the, you might be too tall if you sat on the stool.
Yeah, I think I'd get.
Okay,
cut off.
that's fair. If you ever have days where you doubt yourself, parentheses, which you shouldn't because you're amazing. What is one thing you think about to keep yourself going and get your spirits up?
Honestly, if I'm really feeling like shit, unfortunately, sometimes I'm just like, I'm not gonna draw because I'm not gonna force it unless I have a deadline to hit. If I need to make myself not feel like shit about my art, I listen to like really thematic music, or like, I don't know, posier probably, and I make little animatics in my head of like my favorite characters. For me personally, I make a lot of characters that are part of like fandom things, so sometimes I'll go and like watch content for that, and it'll inspire me to go and work on stuff because I want to make something similar. So what I'd say is basically just find shit that makes you like want to do that. Like I want to make something like that, and then that's what lights a fire under my ass to get stuff done. So
Now I'm cold.
what the?
No, I turned the fan on because I was hot, but now my leg's cold, but like my face is. I'll live. Hard Eyes asked, any possibility of more little one-off vids of the Bittersweet Trio? Always. Soon. No. But not forever. Yes. Lusamine says, evil listener, when? What is evil?
Asking the real questions, damn.
Kay's Caprice says, hey, Yuri and company, I know that Everlast is a theocracy, and we see some once really prominent figures of this is a question in itself. Everlastin/Evalasian society. That's a great, I haven't figured that out yet. What you would call citizens of Everlast. Huh. Evalasian, Evalasian, something. I'll figure it out. Without spoiling, what does the general social hierarchy look like? That's a great question. Some of that I don't know yet. Yeah, I don't know enough to say anything with any sort of definitive confidence. A lot could get thrown out the window. I wouldn't say. I can tell you what I do know that is sort of related to society. So I'm always a sucker for the empowered class lives on the surface, and those without are beneath, which is a very, like, the first time I would have ever experienced that was in Final Fantasy VII, actually, when they dropped the plate on the slums. There is an entire city under the capital. Boom. Mind blown. That's a big one. There's an entire city under the capital, and underground networks are a big deal. Are actually like between like caves, sewers, etc. That sort of thing. Various caverns across the continent, question mark, haven't built a world map, but yes. You should send me a message somewhere to tell me about the audio you're making, because I can't just say yes if I don't know what I'm agreeing to. Hello, Ash. Where was I? Okay, yeah, so that was a big one. McCregan or Mackenzie asked, will each of the new characters in Echoes have a listener of their own, or is it just Finn? And if they don't, will we see singles for the other characters? I personally would love to see some Thomas singles. Like one shot. Got you. Yes. I know for sure I'm giving Thomas a individual listener. Everyone else, I don't know yet. Everyone else, I don't know yet. I don't hate the idea of creating a character that serves not quite as a listener, but as a POV character that people enjoy. So like a character whose shoulder you're riding on and you're welcome to project onto. Yeah. If OG Finn if OG Finn was to get charged with a crime, what would it be? Something he's forgotten. Like some sort of he didn't pay a parking ticket type situation. Or like, oh no, the property taxes. Oops. Tax evasion. Bonk. Spiny Dogfish asking great questions. Hi there, will the listener character of EOE have details about themselves be decided beforehand, or will it be up for interpretation, like their backstory, family relationships, etc.? Will we be learning the details along the way or deciding for ourselves? There are some really big decisions I will be giving you from the start. They're specifically the type of magic they can do, which I know sucks for people who want to come up with any kind of magic they can do. They have a specific type of magic they can do, and I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what it is. I'm sorry. Their position that they have somewhere. I know what that is, and I can't tell you what it is. Shit that they are up to. I'm sorry, you get a little bit of an unreliable narrator situation. Can't tell you everything right away because it's not fun to do that. Also saying that listener is magic. Saying that listener is a magic user might be a spoiler. Don't know if I said that or not before. Family, no. I don't think so. So, you know, the things that I feel like are best left hands off. So like personal shit. Stuff I don't try to touch. So. But there are some specific plot things for sure. Joe asked, would you have a design for the listener? I'm playing with the idea, not for Echoes, I don't think. I have played with the idea of creating some sort of NPC thing you can project onto. So like, you know, a lot of people for insert yourself here stuff, you will have a gray person It's just kind of a faceless person you're meant to project onto like a mannequin, essentially. It would have a little more flavor than that. It would fit the setting. So like, let's say hypothetically we were talking about echoes. So maybe they would have like robes and a hood, and they're just kind of a vague figure type thing. That sort of thing. And it's like, well, they'd probably have gloves, so we don't really get into, you know, skin, etc., stuff like that. So kind of, you know, an outfit that doesn't necessarily have super defining characteristics that you can project onto. I've thought about it. I don't know if I'll do it or not. 'Cause like, I don't know.
Reminds me of like dating sims, but they sometimes will have just a whole character.
Dating, yeah. Somebody, yeah, Scarlet Torchic mentioned visual novel MC. Something, maybe, I don't know. It's one of those like, well, if everything is this specific way where that doesn't happen, is it strange to do one where it does? Like, is that a weird expectation or what? So, I don't know. It's an idea that I've played with, but we'll see. Hidden Freak says, if Faust and Oron are supposed to be dead, does that hint to any multiverse type stuff? Because this whole time I thought all the different versions of Finn are from different storylines here to mess up the main timeline. If I tried to explain what we know, if I tried to explain what we know, I feel like I'll just confuse you more. So you should just hold on tight, and you'll figure it out. There's a thing, because people say multiverse, and I'm like, it's not really a multiverse. It plays with some of the things that it can do, but it's not really a multiverse. Batsy, it is a giant mushroom pillow, which is funny because this is the second time someone asked. Jackie, why don't you hang out with Gus?
I don't like him.
She doesn't like Gus.
No. We have a enemies to lovers situation going on.
Earlier, she said it was enemies to friends. Now she's got enemies to lovers?
The plot has
sounds like Gus dickin'. Anywho. Don't beat him. Oh my god. Okay. That one magical girl asks, I don't know if you've answered this before, but how do you feel about fan arts of the Yuri voice with listener OCs? I want to do one, but I'm too nervous. I love it. I absolutely love it. It delights me. 100% do it. 100%. It's a very, because I am excited about it and encourage it. There's a ton of people who do that. So you would be in great company.
And there's chances for contest-related things to happen in the future.
Ooh, big teaser from Jackie, who said there's a chance that there might be, like, what'd you call it?
I don't know if contest-related.
Contest sounds right.
Yeah.
Contest-related things involving OCs in the future, which I should also say, because I can immediately tell people who don't draw are going to say something. Doing what are those? Oh no, what a horrible time to have a brain fart. What's the little thing where you can pick different bits of your character? Pick crew. I was like, pixel, pick.
Yeah, unfortunately, it would have to be.
We'd have to change it.
Thing,
yeah, like it has to.
Because then
you can't just copy it. It would have to be like its own thing.
And I'm not.
Ooh,
I'm
yeah.
not doing a whole character design thing, so there has to be a visual.
Right, there has to be something to work off of. Yeah. Mood board, Thea mentioned. That would, if you have references, you have to just come up with references. So, something to work with. But, yeah, someone had asked if one day we would do something where, like, somebody could get put into a... I mean, I guess it could also literally be like a picture of of you.
Right, if it's like an insert thing, if you're comfortable sending me a picture and having me draw you,
That would work too. Yeah. We'll figure that out. Because there's going to be a lot of opportunities for that in Echoes of Everlast. I feel I am totally cool with people writing fanfics. I just don't look at them, basically. Where were we? We were on to a really good question. Where was it? Scarlet Torchic asks, Auron and Faust are in both the EOE world and Bittersweet world. What makes them able to go through both yet not remain memories of their past lives? Did they go through the same process Echo's Finn did? Could Alphonse and Seth do the same if pushed in the right direction? I can say this emphatically, they do not exist in those worlds at the same time. Take that for what it is. Ooh, good question. Currently in the process of planning how to make the Lord Bishop's mask because it looks so dope and I'm a sucker for cool looking masks. Is the white drapery around the mask attached to it or is it kind of like a nun's veil? I think it's like... attached. I feel like you would have to attach it. Oh, like does it sit on top of the mask?
Oh. No, I think they're asking if it's like the nun's veil, like attached and draping down, like all around the mask, or just in those like corners.
I would say follow your heart. No one's gonna be like, oh, actually, it's like, well, fuck, I can't even tell you. If I can't fucking tell you how it's done.
I have an answer, but I'm afraid that it might be spoilery.
Oh, okay. Well, don't listen to Jackie because she's got spoilers. I will say, however you figure out how to make it happen for realsies is good.
Yeah, I'd say the best thing is like have it attached to like wherever you see it attached to, just have it like draped.
Because like
down.
Here's a way to answer it. So technically, like his cape as well, like it's like light. So like technically, it's not really attached anywhere. It's glowing. But to create it, you would have to attach something, obviously, unless you fucking were really good with LEDs and could figure out how to make a sheer.
Or you're magical.
Or you're magical. You could be. I don't know.
I teleported once.
Jackie did teleport once. I saw it. Purple says, not a question, but the blacksmith, goddamn. Yeah, I feel it. I was waiting for this one, Klain. Okay, fine. Are we tiptoeing around this? Can we expect a listener involved in a certain mage thruple of sorts in Echoes of Everlast? If you go through my Twitter, you can see where it happened. And you can determine what it is and what it isn't. But anyone who felt some type of way about how defined Bittersweet was are gonna feel real dumb, perhaps. In case you missed it, Lil Unholy Gremlin, I said that the pen and Auron sword appears to be a very purposeful design choice. Joe asked, will the listener have powers? Yes. Favorite quote or favorite song lyrics? I'm supposed to choose one. Well, let me, since I mentioned abstract. Let me see which one I want to read.
So many good ones in that fucking song.
Yeah, yep, this one. Okay. So, if you want to know what I'm cooking with Echoes of Everlast, the very specific lyrics of sometimes there's a thought, like you choose what you're doing, but when it comes to not, when I look back through it, I remember the view, street lights in the dark blue, the moment I knew I had no choice but to love you.
Like, how dare he?
Oh man, what a fucking lyricist.
Oh.
You called him a freak.
Yeah, I've been here for a decade, I can do that.
Yeah, so I also tweeted about this song. So if you wanted to dig into that as well, or it might have been on Tumblr, I don't remember, but anywho, that's what's coming. Arrow asked, is Echoes of Everlast Faust ye old influencer? I feel like in a sense, maybe, like, some people might be influenced. What are you doing?
Somebody asked me.
Oh. More of a silly question from that one's videos. For context, girlfriend and I have an Etsy shop and we have a shirt saying it's boring to be a villain, just be petty. I feel like Faust would wear it, but do you think anyone else would? I mean, it's so Faust. It's so Faust. I mean, it's just so right on him. I don't know if anyone else would. I think, you know what? I can tell you this. I can tell you that Vale would wear the reverse of that. It's boring to be petty, just be a villain.
Hey.
That's the type of shit he's into. Bloody Bread says, in the spirit of withered magic, what color is it? I remember Phineas's magic tends to go teal, so is Withered's red? Listen, I'm nothing if not a fan of very easy to read visual cues. I will also say this. That's only a very specific type of magic for Finn. I can tell you that Finn does plant stuff. That's his, like, if every mage had a little card that was like, hey, this is my license, it would be like plant magic. Nerd. Wow. In a world filled with magic, you just grow crops.
You're a farmer.
He's a farmer. Bump, 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 bump. Yo, not sponsored, but that's the second time that that's happened. Huh. Loverboy asks, do you have an idea of how you'll be releasing Echoes and Shattered? Will it be back to back of each series or bouncing between Echoes, Shattered, and typical uploads like the sleep aids and script submissions? That's the one. It'll be like that. I know my goal is for these episodes to be fucking thick though. Not like for those specifically, they'll be thick, but not. I don't want anything. Excuse me. Was it episode 10 of Bittersweet 3? That was the big one.
Big one? Yeah, I think it was 10.
I don't ever want to get there again. Maybe like 75% of there again, but I'm very purposefully trying to write the scenes in a way that don't require fucking massive transitions and a bunch of shit going on, and you know, things that require it. Okay, like I can already tell you there will eventually be a part in Echoes of Everlast that is, it'll probably get close to there, but like when we get there, then if we need to bring in like a background artist to help, if we need something to help not make it so burdensome, then cool. But like until that day comes, will not get too nuts. And then on that topic, for Bittersweet 4, a great frame of reference is if you watch the New Year's Bittersweet episode. That was a sweet spot. It was like, hey, there's a few things. Mostly it's one shot with expression changes, or like maybe a pose shift a little bit. And then if there's like listener looks at something or something like that, but that was very streamlined, and that was a good middle ground, I think. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. The reason that Echoes 1 is going to be so big is, and thankfully I have a plan for the part that is the big exposition dump. I've mentioned this before, but like for everybody who's like, so how does this work? What? So it's multiverse? Wait, I thought people were dead. Literally gonna sit you down and tell you what's happening. But it'll be done fun, because I don't want for the exposition dump to be like a fucking soulless history lesson. I want it to be fun. So I have an idea for how we can do that while giving you some great information. So that's what really makes the episode long, because that's like half of the... Rach said Finn at a chalkboard, Milo Thatch style. Actually, we need to reference that, because that's exactly what I've been trying to pitch, is like him at a fucking magical chalkboard. Him on a chalkboard? Jackie, not the focus shifting to him when you pointed at it.
I'm magic. Very replacing.
Yeah, he's explaining a few things to someone. Jackie, that's a whole thing they don't know about.
Oh!
That'll be fun. Klain, parentheses, might kidnap Withered. Good luck, Purpa. Have a good time zone. Klain says, so can we assume that what has motivated what we know of Withered's actions so far is his obsession with Orchid, or do his goals go beyond his listener character? The goals go beyond listener character. But an obsession with Orchid was the first leg of the steps he's taking, I would say. I don't know anymore. Girl 1 says, if your characters were made into a movie, what actors would play them? Fuck. I don't know. I'm really bad at fan casting. I can tell you that there is a very specific actor I'm referencing for a future character that would be the correct answer. Yes. Yes. Rinlin asks, okay, like deadass, how does your hair look so luscious and alive? What do you use? I got answers. So, and I don't actually recommend this. Even though it's worked for me, I don't recommend it. I use Strands Hair Care, which is you take like a hair quiz and they formulate your thing for you. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's a gimmick. But it's a gimmick that has worked on my hair, and I've bought expensive shit. I've used it all. I've used it all. Paul Mitchell, I'm there. I've used a whole bunch of things. The secret though, I think for me, Arnco High Dive leave-in conditioner. So after a wash, I just scrunch it into my hair while it's still damp, and it gives me really great hair for a couple days even. So like, yes. Alice asked, is it Timothy Chandelier? No.
I was gonna say that too.
It's not Timothy Chandelier. And also, like, we could cast him as like Faust already. I don't know if he can be feminine enough. I don't know if he can serve like that. He's serving. Dang. Alice looking out for herself. I mean, that's just Hal.
Yeah.
I mean, Hal's a little bigger, but like, it's just Hal, really. What else do we got? Charlie is Tom Holland. Maybe. I wonder if he can do like a...
The guy from Challenger.
Ooh, yeah. If all your characters could be played by... Oh, wait. Same one. Mike faced, yeah. How do you feel about people creating spin-off fics with your characters / listener characters with a new story? I have a fic I'm creating called Venom of the Past that's set after Bittersweet that has a storyline to it. That sounds fun. Sounds like a good time. Saturn asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how Jack Sparrow is Vale currently looking to be? I don't think Jack Sparrow's quite right. Like, he's got a swagger to him, but I don't think he's so over the top. Midnight Moon asks, how often do the different listeners steal their respective partners' clothes? Probably all the time. TBH. Flaming Lights Art, would you ever be down to make an audio for an autistic listener? I'd love to see Alphonse comfort after a meltdown specifically. Funny you mentioned that. I feel like... Who did one? I don't remember the character. But yeah. Danny Girl asked, have you ever thought of swapping your Dom and Twink characters like Auron, Alphonse, Seth becoming and looking more like Finn, Faust, Charlie, vice versa. At that point, we might as well just like... I feel like then you're just making new characters, and that's a lot of work to drastically change a character. So it's like, I don't know. We could just make some new friends. Does Auron pay his taxes? Yes. For sure. Gail asked, what are the plans for Jack? He's got a finale coming soon. And then I've got to fiddle around a bit. Hex says, is the magic that listener can use in Echoes of Everlast open to being added to for the sake of our own personal listener building? Maybe, but it's gonna be a while before it would like canonically make sense. Here's what I'll tell you this. Here's what I'll tell you this. Being able to use multiple kinds of magic is a very rare thing. It's been heard of, but currently there's no one who can do that, or so people think. That's what I can say. So like, you're not, you can ponder it. You can ponder it. I will also say you might be really, really stoked with what they can actually do. It's really neat. So I couldn't, I can't tell you what it is though, unfortunately. Muted Nature says, not a question, but I just want you to know that you saying tax evasion, bonk, is now my morning alarm. Keep doing what you're doing, Yuri. Thank you. Wonder Exist asks, which Echoes character was the most complicated to figure out? Like, which took the longest or had the most drafts and stuff? It was Emrys. It was Lord Bishop Emrys, for sure. Because we had a couple... There were a lot of iterations, and then we were really...
Thomas was close.
Yeah, Thomas was close. Although his big change we needed wasn't like as intricate as...
Yeah, you're right.
Because like we were fucking...
Because by the second draft, we were like, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Emrys was like, okay, let's find detail.
Yeah, because like it went from like... options for colors was the issue, because like there is, let me show you. Okay, so the knights, and so like Everlast officials type thing, they, where are you, you old bastard? So blue, black, white, gold. That is like, so high-ranking knights, the church, anyone officially involved with things. That's the color scheme. So the first thought was like, well, okay, are we gonna do that for Emrys? And as we were doing it, it's so... There's a lot going on, and when you try to... If you try to put that color scheme on him, it's really busy. It's a lot. Also, we ran into the issue of him looking like just a guy. And that was the greatest sin, was, wow, he looks like he's just a fucking guy. Like, that's just a guy in armor, right? So while there, you do run into the thing of, wow, tell me that's the BBEG without telling me that's the BBEG. You run into that, sure, but
are we really trying to hide it?
There's a narrative purpose for it. Like, it's kind of the point. Let me go read, hold on. His little blurb I wrote is sick, actually. Not to fucking stroke myself, but where are you? His little blurb says, atop the grand empire Eveless has built stands Lord Bishop Emrys. There is little known about his history and nature, but there is one certainty amongst those within his grasp. The light of the goddess touches all, and all shall serve. Which, when someone in chat just said, why is he kind of... all shall serve. And then we go... and then we go to Faust, who's like, period. Yes, my lord. Oh. Yeah. So the light of the goddess touches all is something to hold on to. So, like, if the light of the goddess touches all, this guy is like the dark side of the moon. You feel me? So, like, yes, he looks like that with a purpose. It's not just like, oh, he's big and scary. It's like, well, he has a Faust definitely doesn't serve him, but he does serve. He just serves. So yeah, that's what we ended up with. We did, like, it might have been 3 or 4 revisions, and then I was so scared to be like, Jackie, I think we just have to scrap this color shit and make it dark. And then she was like, hey, I think we need to scrap this and make it dark.
You know what's funny is that I was scared to be like, hey, I don't think this is working.
Yeah. So, because we did so many iterations and they weren't bad, but like, it looks like it should be something that one of the knights are wearing. And it's like, well, that's not the vibe. And there are other things that I talked about, like his imposing size situation going on and all of that. So, yeah. So, there was a point I was trying to get to, and I don't remember what that was, so. Yeah. Oh, Bloody Bread asks, so is the goddess the moon or just an example? Just an example, but I'm like pondering. The moon matters. There's a festival dedicated to the moon, which, shout out to the Sturgeon Moon. Shout out to the Sturgeon Moon. I made a joke. I call it the Sturgis Moon, and I said, yeah, there's going to be a whole bunch of motorcycles are going. Oh. They all gather on the moon, and listen to Kid Rock. Ew. Yeah. Posture check. Are you still accepting script submissions? How could someone submit one? Are there parameters that need to be followed? Love your work. Yes, there is. It might be in the description, a link to the thing, or if anyone's still around who could, there it is. Thea got it. Thank you, Thea. That has all the information right there. The Cryptic Catcher asked, would it be a big deal? I saw this question on Tumblr, and I'm sorry I haven't answered it yet. A lot has happened since you sent it. Would it be a big deal if people found out about Oron and Rook, and would he do anything to make sure that info stays private? It would be... Is Jackie cooking? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, she's doodling. It wouldn't be a huge deal, but there's something I've been rattling around in my brain that would kind of make it newsworthy. And I can't really say what that is. I can say what it might be. It might be related to Oron's mother. Might be related to Oron's mother. When will EOE drop? Any estimated time? After Bittersweet Director's Cut into after that. I don't want to put a timeline on it. If I need to go and do the shot list for episode 1 and give Jackie a glance at it for her to see like how it's looking. But if we were really creative with how we did the big exposition dump, because, like, here's what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning Finn by a, like, chalkboard. Literally the Milo Thatch had a chalkboard thing. Except as he, like, points at things, like, maybe less detailed, chibi, magic versions of it pop up, right? So all we'd have to do is work with Thu to animate that. And it wouldn't be the end of the world. It wouldn't be the end of the world. So that there are a few things that I can't cut because I really love the visuals. So there is, for example, you guys want to, I'll give you one crumb. Do you want to know what the opening shot of Echoes is at this point? I'm pretty sure it's not changing, because a bunch of like light bulbs and exclamation points are going to go off. It's Finn looking in the reflection of the water on the shoreline, away from the tower. So here's how it works. So the tower is in a lake, and he has to take a little boat. He has to take a little boat to the shore where the town is. And I haven't named the fucking town yet, which is like, for as much as I reference this fucking place, it needs a goddamn name. It'll happen. I just named all the characters, so it'll happen. So he has to take a little boat. So you have to row a boat to the shoreline. And he's like looking into, see, Bloody Bread knows how to dig. They said, oh, there's a town near the tower?
They're like setting up a map in their head.
There's a town near the tower, huh? It's like,
What does that mean?
well, yeah. I guess you weren't supposed to know that yet, but yeah. He's not looking at Oron through the water. He's looking at himself. Sorry. Reflections matter a lot, I think. It's been a thing since Bittersweet Chapter 3, really. I really love the mirror. Because there was a shattered mirror in the promo art. That was what it was. Every thing. Hey, Cherry. I haven't been on Twitch in years, TBH. Except for like a couple recently. So there's a town? That's interesting. Who's in the town? Is it the blacksmith? Maybe. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Midnight Moon has super silly question. If Charlie is technically locked in the basement before streams and Faust gets hidden in the walls, it's safe to assume the other boys are hidden elsewhere in the house. Like maybe Finn's in the attic. I can see Oron not needing to be locked away. He's just vibing.
He's the good cat.
They're around. I would like to build that lore out at some point. That would be fun. Axel, the Tumblr artist, asks, I have 2 questions with Oron. Sorry if these have been asked before. Does Oron have his own license, and can he cook? He cooked with his hair routine, though, not gonna lie. Fair. He can drive. I've thought about giving him a motorcycle. I've thought about it.
Why would you say this now?
I've thought about it.
He's on Pete's.
I've thought about it. Can he cook? Let's be real. He can probably cook a great steak. Like he can probably do the basics. Like he can, you know, do up some veggies, do some whatever. Well, don't worry. The part where he would have a motorcycle is a long ways away. I haven't said that he doesn't have a motorcycle. I just said I've thought about giving him a motorcycle. He probably can't imagine himself on a motorcycle right now. Anywho. Fern asks, is Derek's whole deal going to be somewhat explored in Echoes of Everlast? I know who Derek was. First off, I need to talk to Cardlin and see if he wants to have any part in doing Derek again. Oh.
Sorry, that's just
No. Jackie's back there cooking. I've thought about it. I feel like I'm going to run into the issue of like wanting to be. Here's the actual issue I have. One, I really kind of just want Derek to go away. Two, if I did bring him back, it's purely for my own gratification. Like, I'm just gonna do bad things to him. And I'm making a friend of mine voice a guy who I just want to do bad things to. Like, that doesn't feel great. It feels a little not great. So, you know, like, what do I make this guy the butt of a joke and like just have him be like random goon who gets ran through? Like, I don't know. But I know who he was. Street Rat Loves Pizza says, hey, Yuri, if each of your characters had a symbol that represents them, what would they be? Oh, man. Maybe Derek's story could be used as a cautionary tale. Maybe. The cautionary tale is don't fucking cast someone who ends up having to get recasted as a character and then project your feelings for a character onto, or for a person onto the character, when the character himself, although a piece of shit, well, never mind. But I don't know. It's just symbols for each character. It's hard to determine each character. I think I can give you a rose for Alphonse. I can give you what do I want to give Seth? An acorn? A cowboy hat? No. No, I want to give him like, I mean, it's fucked up to give a mug, like a ale mug to a guy whose dad was a shitty alcoholic. But I just think of the tavern and I think of like Seth working there now and stuff. Maybe a coffee cup, cinnamon roll. That's funny. A bike, maybe. I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot of things going on. Surprised no one has said Mothman for Seth. Oh. Lex Jots asked, I wasn't here for the whole stream yesterday if it was talked about, but since Everlast is a theocracy, do we know much about what the religion in Everlast looks like? Is it monotheistic, polytheistic, etc.? Or is that spoiler territory? I haven't hammered out the details, but I'll say monotheistic, because like 100% goddess goddess is a thing. I haven't determined if there might be like lesser gods or anything else going on. I feel like that could get complicated. Or worse than complicated, I feel like it could get cliche. I think I would be tempted to do some cliche things if there were other gods. Bloody Bread asks, will we ever see the goddess? It's a great question. Not for a long time, if ever. Which means I've thought about this goddess thing for a little bit.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Would we ever see symbolism or like not art that is what the people of Everlast might assume or think the goddess looks like?
Oh, so like imagery of.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not, you can't be like, is it a case of, is this
right, like how
actual?
Right, like how, like Jesus.
Right.
Not to, evoke. But like, wow.
People get it wrong.
Wow, people drawing him, that's a white guy?
It's a white.
Huh.
Oh.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like just a human's depiction of what they. Yeah. Yeah, actually. No, that's a really great point. That is a really great point, that like there has probably been art made of. There's probably been art made. So.
Can you trust it?
Right.
It's definitely there.
Yeah, no, I've thought about it. So, perhaps. Is the sun on Lord Bishop's head part of this imagery? I don't know if it's necessarily... I mean, it's there for a reason. I don't know if... I haven't quite figured out. I just know that it's there for a reason. Yeah. Warrior Fire says, speaking of cooking, I remember in one of the Finn audios that he can't cook, but he makes crockpot meals. Is there any specific thing that he cooks with the crockpot? Man, I bet he makes a great stroganoff. Damn, I want some fucking noodly goodness.
Damn. Oh, that fucking soup.
Soup. Christine asked if Oron's mom and Jesse ever met, how would that interaction go? It would be interesting. I don't think... I don't think it would be a negative interaction or anything. But... very two interesting kinds of characters. Hello Gorillas song from a million years ago. Hex has a great question. Will we see anything of other religions in the world of Everlast, if not exactly in Everlast, since, presumably iron-fisted theocracy? So, fun story about that. In my mind, I don't know how much space is between the start of Echoes and this particular climaxy moment. So I can't really say if it's arc 1 or arc 2. Realistically, it's probably 2. but I've told myself, don't think past this point. And then I thought past that point. And it was when I thought past that point that I started to wonder what the fuck is going on outside of Everlast. Like, how does the world feel about Everlast? What the fuck is going on with Everlast? Why are certain things going on? So, yes, I have thought about it. Not that I know what that religion necessarily looks like. I know for sure, like, I know of a character that is out there. I know of a character that is out there. That's all I know. And I know that that fella does not look favorably at Everlast. Which, to be fair, like Theocracy that is doing their whole like, oh, we're spreading the faith type shit. Yeah, there's a good chance that the rest of the world might not necessarily think that that's great. So I do know that there is at least one group out there that has feelings. Axel the Tumblr artist asks, has Oron ever willingly worn any color except for black, dark gray, gray, and red? I'm imagining him wearing green, and although it's aesthetically pleasing, it's also disturbing. He probably has not, to be honest. All right, last call. We're gonna wrap up here soon because we gotta go get dinner.
It's 8 o'clock?
It is.
Shut? What? Where did the day go?
Warrior of Fire says, from best to worst, who in the Everlast cast can handle their spice? Giveaway winners have been contacted. Raffle winners specifically, I have to comb through more, but they will be contacted soon as well. I haven't really thought it through. I can tell you Vale can handle spice the best. 100%. Because he can. Rach asks, do you have any architectural or historic inspiration that fueled visual/physical design of Everlast? So I've thought a lot about what it looks like. And I haven't made a like visual Bible of references for Jackie for like the vibes specifically yet. Here's a fact that I'm not proud of. I didn't give Jackie a lot of great shit to work with for these. I think, I don't know, my brain wasn't quite going, like, I don't know. I was not the best commissioner for them. And she fucking made chicken salad out of chicken shit. But for some recent things, I've begun being very thorough. So like when I designed Dee Dee, if you saw Dee Dee, who is my Tabaxi D&D boy from the stream yesterday, I went through and I like gathered pictures, put together like little paragraphs of like what specifically I'm looking at and thinking of and shit like that. And I was like, hey, Jackie, how do you feel about this? And she was like, yeah,
That's the way.
yeah, do that. And I was like, I'm sorry I failed you.
No.
So I think the first person who should be getting that treatment is going to be Trish.
Mm-hmm. Which you already sent me.
Which I already sent. I was like, Jackie, here, look at Trish. And she was like, oh my God. Yeah. So I'm going to do that for like the architecture of Everlass. You can see it a bit. So she did a really great job when I explained kind of the vibes of getting that to reflect in Edwin's design, because these clothes are like official garb of the Holy Order of, you know, official Everlass folks, right? You know what really stuck with me? I watched the opening ceremony of the Olympics, and just the architecture there is a great example. So like, I think where I'll start is like, hey, what if like ancient Rome and like France had a baby, and you get this like, you get lots of marble, you get lots of pristine. I just think of how like clean everything must look. I imagine that like in the capital, everything is very, lots of symmetry. I'm thinking of columns. I'm thinking of almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Hold on. Fuck, what is that called? What is that type of architecture called? Can't think of it. Okay, never mind. Anywho, Thea, if we need to tag in an expert,
We might.
we will ask for some thoughts. But I just that sort of thing. So it's not super medieval. It's much more like you're thinking of like an almost gaudy empire situation. Yeah. I have to go find pictures and shit, basically. But I think that's one of the things that I was able to, in my very jagged way of describing shit, I think Jackie was able to pick up on the vibes of like that world, because do we give him one more? Hey, Jackie. Do you have... Do you have Oron in his other armor?
I sure do.
Okay. Throwing it. All right.
Let's go.
So the question of, has Oron ever willingly worn any other color except for black, dark gray, and red? He has.
Here's your answer, Queen. Alright, give me a sec.
Okay. I don't have a fancy way to display this, by the way. Oh, yeah, I do. I lied.
Do you want the one that also shows the other set of armor that is related but not Boron? For a different character. Because he had the first version.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
What does his hair look like in that?
The same,
Okay.
but different.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, cool. Yes, it's his armor before he. Well, hold on now. He was the Bloodhound when he was good.
Well, this one also shows inspiration for Withered Fen. But go check to see if it's. I don't know if you want me to pop it out.
Oh, maybe.
Okay. It's fine.
That's his title from his night days? Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. You get this one for free, chat.
Because you guys are Peter.
So we'll start with Edwin.
I always forget.
It's okay. You'll get it. So we were still in the design stages, and we thought about giving him a big scar, and I thought maybe it was a little much. I felt it was a little too on the nose. Also, his natural hair color isn't brown; it's black now. But it probably was this long in his. I mean, he wasn't young, but in his days of being the general. Yeah. So then, if you want to get a better look at his face too, oh my god, come here. He's so sexy. You're so sad.
What?
Tell me about your war crimes. Hurt people, Edwin. Edwin giving Final Fantasy X Auron in the best way. Did I send you him? I don't know if I even did, but Rach says it's giving Dimitri. Jackie understands me.
Period. That's my man. It is giving Dimitri. I didn't do that on purpose.
And then down here, itty bitty ones. It's okay. They can see it. So yes. somehow on the front lines, they just really take care of their hair.
It's fantasy.
He does have a little braid in his hair. That might not necessarily not ever happen again. I really was like, he's got to have the half cape situation. So since we were still like iterating, I think we probably would have ended up closer to the left, but with the gold. Although I really love how like he's giving romance novel on the right. He's definitely giving like romance novel love interest on the right. So yeah. So there you go. Oh. There you go. Classic Disney era love interest. Yeah. Yeah. So anywho, that is the general vibe of like the highest ranking order of knights. So you should imagine that other people in that knightdom in that little group. That's the vibe. Yeah. So there you go. All right, I'm reading the last of the questions and then I'm going on my way. Ellie's pick asks, I always think about Alphonse commenting on Jesse's cake, and I need to know what made you have the idea to write that so I can sleep tonight. Look. Oh, Mama, I'm sorry. I had a friend who would never shut up about my mom's ass. My mom's kind of got a dump truck.
Oh.
And it became it wasn't even weird in the end. It was just like a your mom's got cake situation. So that's probably where that came from.
I hate the sentence, your mom's got cake situation.
Your mom's got cake situation. Yeah. 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 Anywho, Edwin. Did Mama YuuriVoice know this? No, I didn't want to make it weird for her. That would have been... And to be fair, the friend who did make that joke, I had beat his ass for saying he'd fuck my mom. Yeah. I broke a coffee cup over his head, actually. So, I felt like it was fine. It was fine. We're even. I understand that Mama's carrying two side saddles. I get it. I get it. So Yeah. And then we became best friends. So like it was fine. It was fine. His mother brought him over to apologize. He'd actually, it wasn't strictly because he said he'd fuck my mom. That was the thing that made me decide violence was the answer. He stole my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That was actually the issue. That was actually what pissed me off. And then that was just like, all right, you know what? You wanna keep yapping about my mom? I'm gonna have to break my favorite coffee cup over your head. So, anywho, they weren't even good cards. He did steal them, by the way. He gave them back. Oh, how did those get in my pocket? Type situation. How old were we? 13. I was 13. You know, so there you have it. It was my favorite. It was a Texaco mug. So I had a plastic coffee mug, and it was Texaco, which I don't believe Texaco is like Texaco, the like business is around, but like the individual, anything I've ever seen Texaco is like, it's actually like a sub. It's not actually a Texaco in that bitch. So, you know what? I'm going to Google Texaco coffee mugs. Texaco coffee mug. Shut your whore mouth.
Hey.
It's $20 on eBay.
Is it the one?
It's the one. It's the red Texaco mug that I broke over his head.
Wait, is it like, is that plastic? Or
Yeah, it's plastic.
Brother?
I hit him really hard.
To hit that big?
I clapped him. Oh my God. This has to go into the office, right? I like the black one more, though. My dad had this one.
Did your dad break it over?
Shut. No, I don't think he did. I don't. Stop. Wait, is that Faust in the background? Yeah, it is. All right, well, I'll be doing that tonight. That's amazing. That is amazing.
I should probably ask you.
No, no. Please. Oh, man. Oh, that's so going up in the office. Amazing. All right. I feel like I've spilled a lot of tea. I feel good about it. Anywho, thank you all for the support yesterday. I didn't even talk about this part, but the thank you, Alex, who says you have my express permission to use my $20 Patreon payment this month to buy it for yourself. Thank you. So I've talked about how I'd love to do a YuuriVoice direct type thing. So yesterday's stream was really kind of a test to see, like, can I do that? Like, would that work? And I think we had a really great response. I didn't look at how many people were in the stream. I didn't look at numbers until today, and then I did. But I don't like looking when it's live. Yeah, so it turned out really well. So I think the next time we do a big event like that, although I probably will do something big and fun for Halloween, specifically cosplay related stream. For my Ben Bigger cosplay, my bear arms came in, and I meant to bring them, but I forgot them. And they smell a little funny, so I need them to air out some. But so I have big bear paws. They don't. So the first knuckle bends, but the second knuckle doesn't. So I can only really get that kind of movement out of my hand, which isn't ideal, but you know, yeah. So yeah, anywho, YuuriVoice Direct. I think the next time we do a big content thing should be when, yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make sure, like, Jackie got to put some cool shit on the boards before going home. Is he wiggly? The chair?
No, I'm just waiting.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw it move in a way it wasn't supposed to. I was like, oh my god, is the chair broken? Yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks. Is there anything else? Please look at this notepad that Jackie got for me. Here to record. Perfect notepad for the office because I am usually here to record. By the way, the next thing I should be recording are all of the voice packs that I owe from Extra Life last year. So every boy, I think except for Jack, is getting a voice notification pack. I wrote the scripts for him already. They're great. It includes Withered Finn. So I get to be a freaky little guy. Yeah. Anywho, thank you all for coming out. You guys are great. This was a lot of fun. I love the setup here in the office. Like, I love my little MeTuber, but like, hey man, it looks fucking nice in here. Mm-hmm. So thank you all for joining. And yeah. Bye-bye for now, friends.